Hi, my name is Christian Joaquim De Jesus. Today I'm going to discuss about angles and radian degree measurement. Now let's start with angle. What is an angle? An angle is formed when two straight lines or rays meet at a common endpoint. The common point of contact is called the vertex of an angle. The word angle comes from a Latin word named angulus, meaning corner. Many daily life examples of an angle include cloth hangers, arrowheads, scissors, partly opened doors, pyramids, table edges, rulers, etc. Here are some examples. Now let's move on with the types of angles. In geometry, there are various types of angles based on measurement. The name of basic angles are acute angle, obtuse angle, right angle, straight angle, reflex angle, and full rotation. An angle is a geometrical shape formed by joining two rays at their endpoints. An angle is usually measured in degrees. There are various types of angles in geometry. Angles from the core part of geometry in mathematics. There are the fundamentals that eventually lead to the formation of more complex geometrical figures and shapes. An acute angle. An acute angle lies between 0 degree and 90 degrees, or in other words, an acute angle is one that is less than 90 degrees. Obtuse angle. An obtuse angle is the opposite of an acute angle. It is the angle that lies between 90 degrees and 180 degrees, or in other words, an obtuse angle is greater than 90 degrees and less than 180 degrees. Next is right angle. Right angle is always equal to 90 degrees. Any angle less than 90 degrees is an acute angle, whereas any angle greater than 90 degrees is an obtuse angle. Next is straight angle. A straight angle is 180 degrees when measured. You can see that it is just a straight line because the angle between its arms is 180 degrees. Next, since this measurement is less than 90 degrees, the arms from an acute angle, but what about the angle on the other side? What is the larger angle that is complementary to the acute angle called? It is called a reflex angle. Parts of an angle. Vertex. A vertex is a corner of an angle, a point where two lines' sides meet. Arms. The two sides of the angle, joined at a common endpoint. Initial side, also known as the reference line, a straight line from where an angle is drawn. Terminal side, the side up to which the angle measurement is done.
Hello, my name is Marco, and I will discuss about the angle in standard position. First, let's answer the question, how do you determine if the angle is in standard position? An angle is in standard position if its vertex is at the origin of the Cartesian plane, and the initial side is on the positive x-axis. And under this, we have quadrantal angles, coterminal angles, and reference angles, which I will also discuss. Quadrantal angle. What is a quadrantal angle? A quadrantal angle is an angle that is in standard position whose terminal side lies on the x or y axis, meaning the measure of the angle is a multiple of 90. Here are the examples. For the first one, the angle has a measure of 270 degrees, and we can clearly see that it is a quadrantal angle because the terminal side lies on the negative y-axis. On the next example, the angle has a measure of 450 degrees, and it is also a quadrantal angle because all we need to do is subtract 360 and we will get 90 degrees. Therefore, it lies on the positive y-axis. Moving on, next we have coterminal angles. What is a coterminal angle? Coterminal angles are angles that are both in standard position and have the same terminal side. To determine the measure of the coterminal, all we need to do is add 360 and also subtract 360 degrees. Here's our example for coterminal angles. For the first example, the angle has a measure of 120 degrees. Therefore, to find the coterminal angle, all we need to simply do is subtract 360 and add 360. Those will be our two coterminal angles. So, 120 degrees minus 360 degrees will equal to negative 240 degrees. Then, 120 degrees plus 360 degrees is equal to 480 degrees. For our next example, it's basically the same thing. So, the angle has a measure of 45 degrees. So, we subtract 360 to 45 degrees and that will equal to negative 315 degrees. Then we have 45 degrees plus 360 degrees, and that will equal to 405 degrees. And that will be our coterminal angles. For the last one, we will talk about reference angle. What is a reference angle, you may ask? The reference angle for a given angle is the positive acute angle, formed by the terminal side of the given angle and the x-axis. To easily determine the reference angle, we use the formulas. For quadrant 1, the angle is the reference angle. For quadrant 2, with 180, we subtract the angle. For quadrant 3, with the angle, we subtract 180 to it. And for quadrant 4, we subtract 180 to 360. This is our example for reference angle. Our first example, the angle's measurement is 210 degrees. And because the terminal side is on the third quadrant, what we do is we subtract 180 to the angle, which is 210 degrees. And with that, we get 30 degrees. And that will be our reference angle. For our second example, the angle's measure is 110 degrees. Because the terminal side is on the second quadrant, what we do is we subtract the angle, which is 110, to 180 degrees. And with that, we will get 70 degrees as our reference angle.
Conversion of units. Definition of terms. The radian is a unit of angular measure defined such that an angle of 1 radian subtended from the center of a unit circle produces an arc with arc length 1. A degree is a unit of measure used to measure the magnitude of an angle. Conversions between degrees and radians, vice versa. The conversion of the measure of an angle from radians to degrees can be done using the following formula. Angle in radians times 180 degrees over pi is equals to angle in degrees. Here are some examples. Number 1. Pi over 4 times 180 degrees over pi. So cancel the pi, and 4 divided by 180. It is equals to 45 degrees. Number 2. Negative 2 pi over 6 times 180 degrees over pi. Cancel the pi, and negative times 180 is equals to negative 260. Divided by 6, it is equals to negative 60 degrees. Next number. Number 3, 7 pi divided by 2 times 180 degrees divided by pi. Cancel the pi. 7 times 180 is equals to 1260. Divided by 2 is 630. 630 degrees. Next. To convert the value of the angle in degrees to its equivalent radians, we need to multiply the given value with pi over 180. Here are some few examples. 112.5 times pi over 180 degrees. So simply put it in a calculator and then the answer will automatically appear. 5 pi over 8 rad. Number 2. 63 degrees times pi over 180 degrees. Again, you need to input it in a calculator and the answer will automatically appear. 7 pi over 20 rad. Next, number 3, 25 degrees times pi 100 times pi over 180 degrees. So we need to put it in a calculator and the answer will automatically appear once again. 5 pi over 36 rad.